Welcome back to Disturbed Reality. Did you know there's 195 countries in the world, with many different languages being spoken, meaning that many of us cannot effectively communicate with each other due to language barriers. But one language that is universal across the globe is fear, as seen in this clip, where a member of the CJNG cartel by the name of El Siri is being interrogated by his captors, the Los Viagras cartel. This was shortly before his execution. Take a listen.
Federico Ábalos Sánchez, mi apodo es Siri. Trabajo para el Cartel Jalisco Nueva Generación. Me desempeño vendiendo droga y como sicario. Trabajo en compañía del Barzón, de Benja, de la Guayabita y del Rábano. Nos apoya Rodrigo Tejeda, Armando Tejeda y Rodrigo Sánchez, el actual presidente de Zaguayo. Son los que nos apoyan con el gobierno de Zaguayo para que nosotros entremos a hacer nuestras fechorías. Manuela Cazuela nos apoya con dinero, armas y también para abrir el gobierno. Pido clemencia para que me perdonen la vida, quiero seguir viviendo. Les digo a los jóvenes que no crean nada de lo que les digan las personas de Cartel Jalisco Nueva Generación. No te apoyan, no te defienden, te dejan morir solo en la batalla. Cuando saben que te está pasando algo, te dejan solo. Solo ellos matan a gente inocente. Pido aquí a los señores que me den clemencia y me perdonen la vida. Estoy muy arrepentido.
So that was the interrogation of El Siri shortly before his execution. Now, I don't speak Spanish, but I know fear when I hear it, and you could tell that in that interrogation, El Siri was absolutely petrified, and he knew that he was going to meet his maker in a grisly and brutal way. Now, I know I've got quite a few Spanish speakers following the channel. If you guys could break down what El Siri is saying in this clip, it would be much appreciated, and what I'll do, I will pin one of the comments so the rest of the viewers can get a gist of what is being said. I did find a few things online, but again, I cannot be 100% accurate because I don't speak Spanish, so if any of you guys could actually spread light on that, it would be much appreciated. But let's get into a little backstory. In early 2018, 2 dismembered bodies were found in Cowboy, Michoacán. The 2 bodies showed various signs of torture. The 2 dismembered bodies were also left with a note threatening various public officials, including the mayor of Cowboy, Rodrigo Sanchez Cepeda. One of the dismembered bodies has not been conclusively identified. However, the other victim has been identified as Federico Ábalos Sánchez, who is a drug dealer and hitman who works for the CJNG cartel. The executions were carried out by Los Viagras, a cartel based in the Mexican state of Michoacán. The leader of the group is Nicolas Sierra Santana, also known as El Gordo, who is wanted for arrest in connection with several counts of homicide, robbery, extortion, and kidnapping. The cartel was founded in December 2014. Though I say it was founded as a cartel, it was actually founded as a self-defense group, and they were battling the infamous Knights Templar cartel, who were causing a lot of problems in the state of Michoacán. In fact, in the early days of Los Viagras, even security officials considered Los Viagras a self-defense group, to the point where former Michoacán Security Commissioner Alfredo Castillo Cervantes actually asked them to assist in efforts to capture the leader of the Knights Templar cartel, Servando Gomez Martinez, who was arrested in 2015. Soon after this, however, the Los Viagras turned from self-defense group to entering the drug trade. They became involved in the production and transportation of methamphetamine, which brought them into a turf war with the Jalisco New Generation cartel, CJNG, and as you would expect, the war between Los Viagras and CJNG in Michoacán has been exceptionally brutal, with many lives lost, and the graphic video of El Siri and his demise is just one example of this. During the interrogation of El Siri, the captured cartel member claims that CJNG are receiving help from the Cowboy mayor, Rodrigo Sanchez Cepeda, and his allies Armando and Rodrigo Tejeda. El Siri claims that through his position A government official, Rodrigo Sanchez Cepeda, allows them to operate and carry out crimes on behalf of CJNG. So once again, this goes to show the corruption and links between organised crime groups and various politicians. You know, it really is a crazy situation. Ultimately, the police, politicians, army personnel, these people should be serving the common man, you know? Families who just want a better life, families who just want to get by, raise their children and have a happy and safe life. That's what these people are in power for, or at least that's what they should be in power for, to fight for and help the common people. But obviously, for many people in power, that is not the case. Some of these guys out in Mexico seem to be more willing to bend over for the cartel rather than the people who are living in these areas. And I understand some of that may be down to fear, but at the same time, many of these guys are just skimming off the top, getting paid off people's absolute misery. So it really is a terrible situation, and it seems to be a continuous cycle right now. But nevertheless, let's actually get into the video in question. As I showed earlier, the start of a video just starts with a standard, I guess, interrogation of El Siri, and in that interrogation you can tell that he is extremely scared and petrified of what is coming, and rightly so. And again, if any of you guys are Spanish speakers and understand what he is saying, please feel free to share that in the comments below, and I will pin one of your comments. But nevertheless, let's actually talk about the bad part of this video. So after the interrogation stage, it basically skips forward to the gruesome parts, and what the Los Viagras do to El Siri is they essentially flay his chest. So basically what they do is they get a knife and essentially stab El Siri in the chest, in the abdomen, and they proceed to carve out like a rectangle shape in his chest and abdominal area. And obviously during this there's a lot of blood, and El Siri has not been gagged, so he's screaming, he's writhing around in immense pain. So yeah, they basically carve a rectangle shape in his chest with a knife, and after that they start removing the flesh from his chest and abdominal area. So basically they cut under the rectangular shape that they've carved, and they start removing the flesh from his torso. And during this, El Siri is writhing around, as I mentioned. He actually manages to get on his side and get into like the fetal position in an attempt to try and protect his chest, but they regain control of El Siri, continue the job, and as the video goes on, more and more flesh is being removed from his chest, to the point where towards the end of the video, his chest and basically lower abdominal area has been completely skinned, and ultimately it's just a bloody mess. In fact, you know, in his abdominal region, his intestines start to protrude as well, and basically that's where the video ends, where they've basically skinned all of his chest and abdominal area. And yeah, the video ends there. Apparently, you know, the victim's heart was removed. That wouldn't surprise me, because the Los Viagras are known for their brutal torture sessions and brutal executions. In fact, they carried out the Guerrero flaying involving the father and son. That video was one of the worst out there in my opinion, and this is just another one of those examples, you know, sheer brutality from the Los Viagras cartel. And yeah, that essentially is the video. Definitely another very brutal case, and you know, once again, I would implore you guys not to look for these videos. But anyway, I wanted to shout out Rodrigo Munoz for suggesting this topic. I know you mentioned this one a couple of weeks ago, so apologies for making you wait, but I got round to it in the end, and hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully all of you guys enjoyed it, if you can enjoy this sort of content. But yeah, expect more videos in the near future. Again, I do plan on covering the Dagestan massacre. I know I keep on saying that, but eventually that video will come. I'm also thinking about doing videos about non-gore related content, so for example, unexplained mysteries, unexplained disappearances, murders, and things like that. So if you guys are interested in that sort of content as well, please let me know. It would be much appreciated. But anyway, I'll catch you guys on the next one. And as always, stay safe.